Everything out there is Star Wars. Everything out there is Star Wars.
Bob Iger has come out and said a few things about why no one has shown up to Galaxy's Edge. Besides the DSNY people, which we'll get into, here's what Iger had to say about Galaxy's Edge. I think a number of things happened. First of all, helped in part by some of our efforts, there was a tremendous concern in the marketplace that there was going to be huge crowding when we opened Galaxy's Edge. So some people stayed away. Not only were the anticipated crowds a deterrent for potential guests, but there were price increases which made it more expensive to access Galaxy's Edge. At the same time that was going on, all the local hotels in the region, expecting a huge influx of visitation, raised their prices, said Bobby Iger. So it simply got more expensive to come and stay in Anaheim. In addition to that, we raised our prices, we brought our daily price up. So if you think about local visitation, we brought up the price of a one-day ticket up substantially from a year ago. Not only this, but only one of the rides were available. The other ride isn't available until December and January. Then we opened up Galaxy's Edge with only one attraction instead of two. The second attraction is going to be opened up later in the year, said Bob Iger. And so all those factors contributed to attendance that was below what we would have hoped it would be. That said, guest satisfaction, interest in the attraction, and the land is extremely high. It's the most popular thing in the park. He's talking about Smuggler's Edge, who had their 1 millionth customer not so long ago. And so long term, we build these things for the long term. Yeah, I think we know that, Bob. Of course you're building this for the long term. Anyway, we have no concerns whatsoever about them. We're opening Galaxy's Edge in August in Orlando, which is later on this month. The second attraction there will be open in December, which is Rise of the Resistance. And as I said, the second attraction in Anaheim will open up in January. So we feel great about the product we've created. It just takes some time to basically for us to work themselves out in terms of how the marketplace is reacting. Well, if you ask me, just like The Last Jedi when they said there was robots and this and all these excuses, it's not that. It could be a couple of these factors, but this seems like just a bunch of excuses. The more I talk to the community and just how I feel, if they would have built this, Lucas World, I can't imagine how successful this might have been. And it's amazing again, and I'll state this as I did in a previous video, which I will put in the comment section, what Lucas World is all about. Basically, this was fan created. This is what a fan said, imagine if Disney would have built this. It would have been, in my mind, incredible. I mean, just imagine the Death Star, Dagobah, Mustafar, the prequels, the sequels, the original trilogy, all being together in one park. Hoth, Endor, Camino. It would have been fantastic had we could have visited all the worlds. We could have had every movie here. They could have expanded the park as they added more movies such as The Old Republic, which is rumored to come. They could have added characters. They could have put in original trilogy characters. They could have done so much with this. It would have been amazing. We would have gone over and over and over again. They could have included rides. They could have included photo ops, autographs, meaning the original stars of Star Wars. Could have included worlds with the rebels. They could have went on and on and on. The world could have just expanded, and we would have kept coming. This is what we wanted. We didn't want one planet that we know nothing about. We didn't want where you get one ride and everything else is just money. Money, 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 money. Let's spend $100 on building a droid. Let's spend $200 on building a lightsaber. That park would have done it for me. And now we get this. Look for yourself at the photos that were taken on July 4th, one of the busiest days of the year. So where the hell is everybody? We get excuse after excuse after excuse. It was funny that we were told we're the liars. We're the ones who are making false claims. It's ridiculous. We're toxic. No, we're just stating the truth. We're just stating maybe you should listen to us. Just like Mark Hamill told Rian Johnson. Pay attention to the fans. Listen to the fans. If you listen to the fans, they're going to come. But no, instead they cry, and they are the ones who are suffering because they're learning just how ridiculous that it is that they want to do what they want to do because they're doing what they think we want instead of actually listening to us. They wouldn't be asking questions if they would just listen. Now I'm going to show you DSNY and what they said about all this. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.
But the very notion that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has failed is ridiculous, especially considering the overwhelming positive feedback from guests. Although there is always going to be some improvements to be made in the future, like relaxing the costume policy, rolling out the interactive droids, and obviously increasing the capacity for Ogre's Cantina, which has been so incredibly popular that insiders have already stated that Disney are now looking to fast track the full sit-down table service restaurant that was originally planned.